All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Mac Paladins Retro Gaming Emporium. And unlike usual, I actually have Galix waiting in the wings here with bated breath and rapt attention, anticipation. Maybe you could find the words. Galix.
I was muted because I was waiting for you to do your thing. Also, that works perfectly fine, and I think we should do it that way usually.
Lots of technical nightmares trying to get this set up. I have been wanting to do this on stream for quite some time, but there have always been technical and logistical problems with it. Today we are playing the first scenario of Macross Eternal Lovesong for the PC Engine Super CD-ROM2 system, or squared if you're going to be anal about it. Little bit of background on the Macross games for the PC Engine and their place in Macross canon. Macross 2036 and then Macross 2037 Eternal Lovesong are, of course, a contiguous storyline that takes place in between the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross and Macross 2 Lovers Again. And, of course, Macross 2 Lovers Again is considered an alternate storyline by series creator Shoji Kawamori. But muddying those waters is the fact that character design was done by Haruhiko Mikimoto in both timelines. So it's interesting, but to that particular storyline, these two games are canon. And so, of course, we'll be playing this one, Eternal Lovesong. It's a turn-based strategy game where you move pieces around the map, just like Nobunaga's Ambition and last week's SD Gundam G Generation Zero, and we will, of course, be returning to that at some point, but I thought this would be a pleasant little break. But what's interesting about this is, although both games share a storyline, 2036 is the first game and Eternal Lovesong is the second game, they are not even remotely the same kind of game. 2036 is a side-scrolling shooter. Eternal Lovesong is a strategy game. No clue why Messiah, the company that made these games, decided that they were going to do that. You would think that they would want to have a sort of continuity in player experience. What do you think, Galix?
Yeah, this is past the NES days, before they decided that sequels were supposed to play the same, and well into the area where they decided that sequels were supposed to mostly play the same. So I don't know. If it were me, I probably would have picked one and stuck to it, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't like how the first one worked out.
Perhaps. There are a lot of reviews online stating that the original game was boring. And what was the other phrase I read? Pointlessly difficult? Maybe they decided to change it up for that reason. I don't know, but this is probably the most radical departure. Literally one is just a shooter and the other one is an RPG. Most Macross games that have come out for console systems have been some form of side-scrolling or 3D isometric shooter.
Because those are the two things you do with robot jets.
Right. The original Macross game for the NES, the Famicom system, and I have a copy of it in my closet, is a side-scrolling shooter that loops through a series of events and then sends you right back to the beginning. It's actually kind of fun, but it gets boring after a while. And then there's every subsequent game. The one based on the movie, which is the kind of basis for Macross 2 and these games because they share a lot of common elements. They use specific music cues from Macross Love Do You Remember, which was the feature film that is the retelling of the Macross saga.
Which, take that for as much as it's worth, which is...
Right. Shoji Kawamori said that the film version was according to the chronology, the film was actually made in 2031. And that it was supposed to be a like a historical retelling so that you take the elements in it with a grain of salt. But then every subsequent thing that they've done since Macross Plus in 94 is based on that film and not the original series events.
Even aside from story stuff, because of rights issues with character design or something, everything since the first series, after the first series, basically uses the character designs from the movie, where the Zentraedi are even bigger and have broccoli heads.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of being just like maybe 10-foot tall green people.
Yes, and you will see the characters that ultimately became Bertai and Exodor from Robotech in this game.
Which the names are the same, they're just pronounced differently and spelled incomprehensibly, because that's how they decided to go with Alienese.
Yeah, and they have numbers in their names as well. I was reading
instead
this
of people's surnames. Yeah. Britai is spelled Vrlithwai, which, yes, that's plausible if you assume a lot of letters are mostly silent.
Well, I mean, V is pronounced B in Spanish, so
Yeah.
Verde, green. Anywho, which is appropriate considering our aliens are green. Anyway, so I just wanted to, before we dive into this, I just wanted to give some background and also let everybody know that the reason that we started so late was because there was, in addition to me, being largely incoherent until about 4:10. One of the tricks of this is that there is only one emulator that actually plays these games, and that is Magic Engine. I mean, there's Oogla, but I think it's
because this
Oogla.
is a fucking spin-off of an unpopular system. Okay, not that unpopular, but
it was poorly marketed in the United States as the TurboGrafx, Turbo CD, Turbo Duo, various incarnations of massively overpriced hardware that had limited appeal in the era.
Yeah, the PC Engine / TurboGrafx was like a second string console, which is not that bad, but it's...
Yeah.
It was actually a Nintendo or a Sega later.
Technologically,
and then this is the CD add-on.
Yeah, and technologically it was way ahead of its time. But one of the main issues there was that it was geared largely, and this is like with its roots in Japan, it was geared largely towards an anime market, and the 1999-2000 anime boom hadn't happened in the United States yet. That's really what killed it, was the fact that so many of these games were based on anime properties, such as like Devil Hunter Yoko, Ranma 1/2, Macross.
Yeah, back in those days, if they were going to localize an anime game, there was a better than average chance that they were just going to replace all the graphics with something else, like that one fucking Ranma fighting game that got replaced with robots. I forget what they replaced that with.
Even the one Langrisser game that we got in the United States. And by the way, I have Langrisser, the Eternal Sword of Light, I believe is the subtitle of the PC Engine version of it. I have that one as well, which is, in my estimation, the definitive version of that game, especially since it has that fucking amazing soundtrack by 2.5. And if you don't know who 2.5 is, and I'm blanking on the name of the leader of this band, but he is the soundtrack composer for all of the Lunar games. So almost all of the Langrisser games were done by 2.5, which is a pretty big deal, and the soundtracks fucking rock. And the cool thing about Super CD-ROM2 games and just CD-ROM2 series games is that they all have what's called Red Book audio, which means that you could take this CD out of the case. This is Space Battleship Yamato, by the way, based on the first film. You could take these out of the case, pop them in your CD player, skip past the first data track that gives you the warning, don't play this in your CD-ROM driver, you'll blow your eardrums out, and actually play and record the music. So, I mean, lots of cool stuff, and again, sorry we're getting late and then inundating you with all this information, but this is kind of important because this system is obscure, not a lot of people know about it. It does have a absolutely rabid fan base. And one of the technical difficulties I was having was that from time to time, my optical drive doesn't recognize this damn CD discs for this system. And it says insert disc. And if you can't get the disc to stay in there, doesn't matter what emulator you use, it ain't going to play. So, all right. So that's that. I think there's more history, but we'll get to it as we go along throughout the game. There are a fuck ton of references to stuff that actually happened in the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Macross Love Do You Remember, and some future forward hints towards what may happen in Macross 2 in this game. And as you go along, you will see some common themes. You will hear the Minmay attack. There is an opening sequence that Gollux is going to... spoken Japanese is not his strength, but that's okay. We're just going to try to get the gist of it, and if not, we'll find an online translation, and I'll read it in the next episode. So, without too much further ado, let's see if we can make this work. So, of course, you see the Magic System version 3.0 logo. Let's see if I can get this to play. Push the run button. Now, of course, I'm using my PS3 controller again, and the run button, instead of being the start button, I was only able to map it to the right analog hat.
Hopefully that's not a problem.
Not really. It's just mildly annoying. Alright, so here's the opening sequence. There's the Messiah logo, and it is pronounced Messiah.
西暦1999年突如飛来した巨大な宇宙船は人類のテクノロジーをはるかに超える異星人の存在と
This is largely a recap of Super Dimension Fortress Macross.
人類に知らしめ
Yeah, it's the year there was a fucking alien spaceship that we stole the spaceship from ancient aliens that we stole technology from.
And here's the aliens coming to reclaim their tech.
ゼントラー D 軍と女ばかりのメルトラン D 軍は地球人の殲滅を図った。彼らは50万年以上の昔、プロトカルチャーの遺伝子工学によって生み出された戦闘種族で、プロトカルチャーが滅びた後も互いに戦い続けていたのである。
I think they mentioned protoculture in that, and I should mention
勃発した地球人、ゼントラン、メルトランの三つどもえの戦いは熾烈を極めた。
There is a massive disparity between what protoculture means in Macross and in Robotech.
That's like the biggest thing in the Macross part of Robotech that's different.
思いもよらぬ効果を生み、その歌に魅了された者たちは地球人と共に戦うようになった。そしてついに地球方面軍司令モドルザーを倒し、長い戦いは幕を閉じたのである。
And then you have the swirling missiles that create the massive amounts of ridiculous explosions, and there is the logo reveal. Hooray! So once again, you see Big West and NCS are involved in this, but what was the
Studio Nue?
Studio New was not involved. Yeah, Nue and Tatsunoko Productions was not involved in the manufacturer of this game. So we're gonna hit start. Boop.
But yeah, in Robotech
right,
they made.
It starts right with a cutscene. We'll get that coming in a minute.
ねえキリュウ、初めて VF1 に乗るって感動だね。
ああ、そうだな。
正体不明の飛行体が接近中、訓練中の2機は注意してください。
了解。
そんな。
Alright.
Well, it was like, Kiryu, this is your first time riding a VF1, right? Yeah, and then something about, I think, headquarters wondering about new or unseen things, and this is scrolling too fast, yeah. First actual battle for the two of them. Defeat conditions. Enemy annihilation. Victory conditions, enemy annihilation. Defeat conditions, player annihilation. No term limit. Yeah, I couldn't get the whole top part, sorry.
It's okay. I thought that there was a way to scroll back, but apparently not.
I also had put my phone down, so...
Well... Alright, so I'm going to pause on this first line of dialogue here, and so that way you can get caught up, number one. But number two, you were about to say something about Robotech, so go ahead.
So in Robotech, I think they made protoculture be some sort of biotechnology thing from one of the other two series is that they clamped onto the end of Macross in order to make it a syndication link.
Right.
But in Macross, it is a as yet unknown precursor civilization that presumably was at least one of the major genetic donors for why humanity ended up being a civilized race. But they also seem to have this thing for huge genetically engineered combat races.
Right.
Because that's what the Zentradi are, and then...
The Meltrandi, don't forget them.
And Meltrandi, which is... It's... Their language is word for, like... They have more of a cultural difference or separation between male and female units. Because, again, they're genetically engineered warrior things.
Right. What's interesting is, another one of the differences between Macross and Robotech is that the Zentradi and the Meltrandi were united into a single race, the Zentradi. They were not referred to separately in that series. Whereas they are referred to as if they are different species, and one of the reveals in Macross is that they are actually genetically the same.
And that mostly goes away in later Macross things due to once the effects of culture, which humans have, but the genetically engineered war machine people do not, is that they start becoming more like actual people and wanting to live like actual people.
Yep.
Although some of them do have combat instincts.
Yeah, and bumping uglies and creating offspring of their own.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to being made in cloning chambers.
Well, they use that technology to have some Zentradi and Meltrandi have human-sized clones made that they inhabit, so that they can interact with humans. And then, on much rarer occasions, sometimes humans had Maclones made of them that are Zentradi size.
And you thought Gundam was complicated. The only thing you gotta worry about in Gundam is all those fucking alternate timelines.
Even in the one timeline, stuff like Minovsky physics and new types gets weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the operator here is saying that the unidentified machine turned out, or looks like it's a Zentradi machine.
Now, once again, to further muddy the waters, there are musical and visual cues in this game that suggest that it is related to both timelines, the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross and the subsequent offshoot movies. So, I don't know. I've always found it to be rather confusing. I like this game a lot. This game is fundamentally broken. Once you realize that by switching to Gerwalk mode, you can basically defeat all Zentradi battle pods without taking a hit. Let's see if
this is not entirely unrealistic in universe for something that was pretty much originally intended for vertical and short takeoff and landing situations. Turns out that it's useful to still have most of the speed of the plane mode and also hands that can use the weapons.
Right.
And also, you're more maneuverable because you have thrusters on the legs that you can point in any different direction instead of having to use normal thrust vectoring.
Right. I'm going to see if that broken aspect of the game still works. Let's go ahead and start here. All right. So you said the translation was what here?
The unidentified machine turns out to look like a Zentradi machine.
All right.
Since there are no integrated Zentradi military in the area, it seems like it's an enemy.
Yeah.
So we're scrambling the regular troops.
Yeah. In this timeline, the Zentradi Beltrandi forces have united with humanity and are, rebuilding the world.
But there are still rogues who think that culture is a mistake.
And they are, I should bring up one other historical piece of information. Since this is a sequel game, they are rebels under the command of, Chiron, Cosmin, or whatever his fucking name is.
Kamzin, I think. Kamjin, whatever.
Yeah. Quasmin, or whatever his fucking name is. Who was the primary antagonist from the first game. However, more will be revealed as the game goes on. It turns out he's working for somebody else. All right. But if there wasn't a twist like that, it wouldn't be Macross, right? All right, next.
Please hold on until the regular units who are being scrambled arrive, I think.
All right. And of course, it's telling us about HP and EP, which we are intimately familiar with, having just played 9 weeks of SD Gundam.
If your hit points or energy points get low, refill them at the base.
Which, if you look a little bit
on
up,
the northeast of the map.
Yep, if you look at that.
Or northwest, sorry, I'm bad at that.
It's okay. Yeah, terrain does have a massive effect in this game. We need to watch it. And what is our partner in crime's name here? This is our wing chick.
Letrade.
Letrade. Okay.
I will look at that. She's saying, "Understood. Leave it to us." Roger that. I'll leave it. Oh yeah, this is us.
Yeah.
Roger that. We'll do our best.
All right. So we've got two units here. We got some base components that we can sit on that will recharge our hit points. As you can see, we currently have 7 hit points. And then,
that's not a big and impressive number at all. How can we know what it'll do unless it's 7,000?
This is the base. It actually says base on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very small map. We just have a small number of units, and they only have 3 points each. But, like I said, that can be problematic. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the unit, and he says something affirmative.
There's nothing to... It's Shikataganai, which is a hard thing to translate. There's nothing that can be done. Just the two of us will have to do what we can.
Yep, so the first thing we're going to do, so if you could give me a quick translation on the menus here.
Move, attack, something. Special, and... be vigilant, possibly standby. That said, transform. Top one is Gerwalk, bottom one is Batroid.
Okay, so we want to be in Gerwalk mode for fighting battle pods. And we're going to move toward the enemy. And I believe now we're going to hit standby. Wait, am I in range to attack? I am not.
But you still have the option to try. And see that you're not in range.
I had to find the cancel button. Whoop. I guess I had to select standby.
You canceled too hard.
I mean, you know. Actually, I'm going to move over here a little closer to the base and let them come to me. And she says...
Ah. Even though I'm just even though we're just trainees, we're suddenly in a real battle.
Alright, now we gotta move down to transform. And we want to be in Gerwalk mode. And then move over here. Like I said,
It looks like the official translation of her name is Letlada, but her nickname is Leto.
We should probably. There is a Macross wiki that I like to use. All right, so now we have the scenario menu. The first one, I believe, is end.
End turn, memory save, memory load, victory conditions, combat mode, which might just be fucking auto battle, and then unit details. Yep, that's the victory and loss conditions.
Alright. It's awkward because, like I said, I had trouble reprogramming the controller to map to the PC engine stuff. I may get...
You mean you don't have a PC-compatible PC engine controller lying around?
You know what I may do, since it's virtually identical to the old Nintendo Bone controllers? I may just get a USB NES controller and see if that works. So we're going to go ahead and end turn and let the Zentradia attack us and see how this goes. They like repositioning a lot. Now,
Yeah, or they can just fucking hang around.
yeah. This mission is designed to be very difficult to lose. If you lose it, shame on you.
But yeah, these are the basic battle pods, which, when you see them in battle, they look kind of impressive because they're about as tall as a Valkyrie is standing,
Right.
and they have big guns on them. But it's a lot less impressive when
Shit.
you remember that inside the top ball part of that, there's one guy who's like completely scrunched up into a ball with his hands on the controls, and he's like super cramped.
I don't know why I thought I remembered there being a symbol that looked like a star in the attack menu.
I don't know, maybe that's later.
Now you see this? They didn't hit me at all. I don't know if I hit them. Yeah, I hit them. Isn't that wild? They did not hit me at all.
It may depend on what enemy you're facing, but that seems to work for these combat pods.
No, there's a glitch in this game that if you're in Gerwalk mode, battle pods cannot hit you. Now, other enemies can, but they do substantially less damage. Like, Gerwalk mode is just OP in this game. Alright, let's end turn and let them attack us.
Or, as the case may be, not.
See how he took all those hits and I... Now, you see, that time I got hit.
You got chipped, but not, like, a lot.
Right, but as you level up, it becomes a lot harder for them to hit you. Well, we may be in trouble here. Maybe I was supposed to switch to Battleroid mode. Maybe that was the one. It's been 20 years since I played this game, guys.
Well, she can run away.
And because she is hurt, she has something to say.
What the hell?
Huh?
No, it was loading the text, really. It's no good. If it's like this, I want to go back. Translation. Yeah. Withdraw her back to the base when you can. And then Kiryu needs to try and take out one of them, probably.
I can't believe I didn't destroy them. They left him with 3 hit points. Now here, there is a cool aspect of this game, and that is you can actually withdraw after you attack.
That's nice. If you want to, you can attack and then move.
By the way,
with pretty much every unit.
By the way, I'm going to lose this scenario.
Oh?
It's like, I have a feeling I'm going to lose this scenario just because I was a smartass about it. Fuck.
Well, you don't lose unless everybody gets shot down.
Well,
That's I'm punching out.
you gotta watch it because I think some deaths are permanent in this game.
Well, we will see. I do not have a guide for this game.
First things first, let's switch. The second one? Which one's transform again?
Probably that one, the third one.
Yeah. I need
It's
to switch
special, but your choices in a variable fighter are transform.
I need to switch to Battleroid mode.
That's the bottom one.
And then attack. I gotta find the mode where I take the least amount of damage, and I just leveled up.
Leveling up also tends to help. Though what it actually does will vary. Do you want to try to retreat back toward the base?
Well, I moved already.
Just in case.
Alright, let's see. Since she said she's punching out, we'll probably get her back in the next scenario. Okay, now I'm taking 0 damage. I had taken a little bit of damage, but I retreated to the base segment here, and, yeah, you see,
Yeah,
he's just...
terrain does a thing sometimes in these games.
Yeah. But it's a combination of things. Like I said, there is a certain point in the game to where you're virtually invincible. I took a little bit of damage there, but not too bad.
Yeah, having the right mode. I mean, if you're going to put that as a main function of your things, that it should probably matter.
Yeah, it's just that when you use the Battleroid mode, your movement capabilities are extremely inhibited.
Right.
At some point, though, we're gonna yeah. So she said something.
Amazing! You shot them all down. Or we, but she didn't really do much, so.
Yep. Oh my god, Doodles. Doodles right now is like...
What does it mean for the Zentradi army to be attacking? It's probably it would be nice if it was just rogues, or maybe it probably is. I don't know. An order from the command section has been entered.
Something about 2?
Said that the 2 units will be sent to attack the mothership as they are. So I think that's like proceed immediately to the enemy mothership, but I'm not sure. Understood. Oh no, you're kidding.
Oh.
Because, you know... No, 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 no! Or that's no good. Whatever, it's yada. She's already been shot down. She can't go do that.
It looks like the game just froze.
Well, that's not good. Certainly the music stopped.
Oh my god. That's awesome. Is this how it's going to be?
Sir, I am not in a position to evaluate your hardware. Or software, for that matter.
Let's try that again. Guess we get to do that over again, see if we can do it without, what's-her-butt dying.
That would be nice. And we can skip through all the cinematics this time. Or
Yep.
at least not stop to translate everything.
I can make it scroll faster, but I can't make it stop scrolling entirely.
Yeah, an unidentified ship approaches Letrade and Kiryu while they're training on the moon. Is what I got.
Yep. So anyway, their movement capabilities are severely inhibited because I'm going to put them in Battleroid mode and just be done with it. Let's see if magic.
You could transform. You could move them and then transform them before actually battling.
I mean, what's the fun in that? Let's see what dumb stuff the AI does. I actually have a different plan. I'm not going to move to intercept them. I'm going to move into this little base segment right here, and I'm just going to wait.
Can't hurt.
Magic Engine hasn't been updated since 2010. So I'm not holding out a lot of hope that this is going to work. There is a new emulator that came out recently, but I need to find Super System card ROMs.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it could result in issues if operating systems get less compatible with the program.
Yeah. Come get me, you sons of bitches. See, I can kite them all day. There's no limit to the number of options here as far as scenarios are concerned.
I mean, they don't move well either, so...
Yeah, but there's no turn limits or anything like that. The only thing that'll get me is total annihilation. Get him. This time, how does it leave him with 3 fucking hit points?
Don't know.
Come get me, bitches. They're ganging up on the girl again.
Yeah, but she's less dead this time. Also,
now
the last one can't. Also, the last one can't attack her because it can't get close enough.
Yep. Oh yeah. Gives her a plus 40% advantage right here. I think it was the combination of things. Finding the 40% terrain, plus the mode, makes all the difference.
This might be a game where terrain actually does something.
Like Langrisser games, once you have the terrain advantage, nothing could hit you.
Yeah, it does stuff in G Generation and Super Robot Wars games, but a lot of the time it doesn't do much. Like, there are terrain bonuses, but they're not usually above, like, 5%. Although there are some Super Robot Wars where there's one very notable challenge stage in one of the original Generations games where it's you get like 3 or 4 brand new units that you've never been able to play as before.
Right.
Against 4 late game boss enemies.
Oh! Now look at this. We just got backup. The scenario changed.
Because you took longer?
No, because I let the Zentradi actually land on the base.
Oh. Oh, you guys held up well. Leave the rest to us. Lucky! This'll make it easier.
I'm actually not going to pull back.
Good, we'll do it as we are.
She's still taking some heat, but I think she can survive. I'm going to have her attack. No, not that one.
I wonder if that was like a mode select, where the game will be easier now.
She's gonna get him.
Yay! Or A.
Yatta!
Yay, we beat them all. What does it mean for the Zentradi army to be attacking? We can hope they're just strays. Or it would be good if they were just strays. Come on, phone. Orders have come in from home base.
Basically the same.
Those two machines are supposed to attack, or going to attack to precede the enemy mother base as they are. You've got to be kidding me.
Now, do you see how the situation was different when she survives?
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Emulator locks up instead of proceeding to the next part of the scenario.
Yeah, the game could be catching on part of the transition thing. I will be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, Lord. Well, let's try something here. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Potato. Are you doing this to congratulate our dual failures? Oh my God. Allow. Hold on. Oh my God. Let me try something here. Allegedly, the game is trying its damnedest. Oh, NEC.
I am back.
Okay. Supposedly, RetroArch plays this stuff. Okay. Which drive letter is the CD-ROM drive? This is one of the things I hate about RetroArch, is that supposedly it works off the CD-ROM drive, but I'm running Beetle PCE. And it doesn't recognize the drive. So I can play HU card games, but I can't play CD-ROM games on RetroArch. What fucking good is that?
Well, how did it get this far?
I'm looking at different. I'm looking at the other emulators. Supposedly, RetroArch can play PC Engine CD games. The only other PC Engine emulator I've ever found is Utake, and when I try to launch it,
It doesn't cooperate.
yep,
How did you play it when you were before?
on Magic Engine, the Magic Engine didn't lock up. Well, I played it on the original hardware the first time.
Wait, you already... Okay, have we now added Ligma balls to the permitted terms twice?
Apparently. And like I said, Utake. Hold on, folks. I'm trying to fix this. Ah! Does it work? So Utake doesn't allow you to download the system card ROM images from their site saying it's illegal. But then this tutorial on how to run Utake tells you exactly how to do it and gives you a link. Fuck! So now I found what we need. Let's see if Utake, which is a brand new emulator that was like updated literally in May of this year, actually works here. So we're looking for this PC. We got to find where the Utake installation is. Program files x86. We're going to try this scenario one last time, and we need to go... I'm going to paste that piece of shit right there. Continue. Extract all. Jesus Christ. Well, this means we can also play the arcade card version of Flash Hiders if we get bored. Okay. So let's say adios to Magic Engine, because... You know what? I paid for it like 17 years ago. And the key code, the unlock code works for the latest version of it, but it's dead. It's not updated anymore. So guess what? Fuck them. There is an error here. Let's see what happens when we load System Card 3. Ha! Okay, let me change screens here. This is fucking amazing, folks. And it's a bigger, higher resolution screen. So here's the problem. It's not accepting the mapping of my controller.
Yeah, you may have to do that separately for any given goddamn emulator.
Well, let's do one thing first.
西暦1999年
Now it's got
突
an
如開い
interlace
た巨大
screen.
な
Okay, hitting the escape key. Screen. Mode, special scan line. No, we don't want that. For video capture.
宇宙船は人類のテクノロジーをはるかに超える異星人の存在と宇宙が巨大な戦場であることを
Not really what I want to do. Screen.
人類に知らしめた
Hold on, still messing here. I gotta learn how to use this emulator real fast. Screen. Mode.
人類がマクロスと名付けたその戦艦の存在に気づいた男ばかりの巨人戦闘集団ゼントラーディ軍と女ばかりの
Okay, we're heading in the right direction.
地球人の
This is what it actually originally looked like.
I don't know if I can tell the difference.
Well, first of all, there's scan lines on it.
Anyway, once you get it to work, you need to restart the screen sharing thing.
Yeah, I know.
彼らは50万年以上の昔プロトカルチャーの
Also, input. Down, left. Button. I need you to do something for me so I don't fuck this up. I need you to look up a image of the PC Engine control pad and tell me which button it has the Roman numeral 1 over it and which one has the Roman numeral 2.
The engine controller.
Is it outer inner or inner outer?
PC engine controller original. Outer is 1, inner is 2, it looks like.
Boom.
Yeah,
why did they not just... Why would they not let you map start to run on the other one, I wonder? It's literally that button.
You can, but it's hard.
I guess most mappers prefer to map face buttons.
文化を持たぬ彼らは地球人の文化に躊躇した。その中でも林民名の歌による精神攻撃、民名アタック、思いもよらぬ効果を生み、その歌に魅了された者たちは地球人と共に戦うようになった。
The capture actually looks way better than what I'm looking at on the screen because it's stretched on my main screen.
Mm-hmm.
そしてついに地球方面軍司令
And then we had a lady who sang at them, and while they were still flipping out from her singing at them, we shot them a lot.
Alright, well now we have the proper buttons mapped, and let's see if we can actually play the goddamn game. We're gonna quick scroll through this.
Where's my voice on fast forward modulator? This is our first time piloting VF1s, or so. Oh wait, I messed up. I was gonna say third time this time.
The third first time. Maybe we'll be able to win this by the end of this episode. See, now it shows the symbol correctly. Okay, one of the things I said was that in the is that the attack symbol looked like it had a star in it, and for some reason, the interpretation of it, because if you look at it now, the upper left-hand corner of that second symbol looks like a star. And that's what it originally looked like on my TV screen back in '95.
On which symbol?
So, the one that I have highlighted for attacking,
it
looks like there's a little star in it.
Oh, on the top left part of the symbol?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just line interpolation.
I know, but that version of Magic Engine quote-unquote cleaned it up, and I didn't recognize any of the symbols, so I didn't know what I was doing.
I would have thought you would have got one of the ones that looked simpler on the left side.
This is hilarious. Alright, so we're going to do the same strategy we did in the last scenario, where we're going to go into Battleroid mode, and we're going to move into the mini base over here. Alright, so that's the end of our turn. We're going to move her into the 40% section and leave her there. We're going to move him into the center of the little base piece, and we're going to leave him there. And that should do it. See, of course, now, because I kept farting around with the Magic Engine, I'm constantly pressing the analog stick like that's going to do anything. Come and get me, you Zentradi scumbags. They always move in the same ridiculous pattern.
It's a shuffly. Trying to, you know, zig and zag so you don't get shot as much. No one told them that this is a turn-based game.
There. I was trying to center the screen a little better on the... I do really like the music in this game, but it does get but the battle scenarios do get a little repetitive because this only changes slightly. There's a couple of variants, like when the battle turns the tide against you and stuff like that. So,
well, Macross was not, at least the first one, that much about battles against a wide variety of increasingly dangerous enemies, so much as
alright, so
the scenarios in which that fighting took place, you know? So
my objective here is to make sure that each one of them kills at least one enemy battle pod.
that would be convenient.
That way they both gain experience and gain a level. And these are level 2 enemies against our level 1 trainee asses over here. Alright. We're just going to sit tight right here and let them attack us. I do want to stall just a little bit to see if we get that sequence with the reinforcements showing up.
When you were talking about the star, I thought that the A for when you were selecting where to attack was supposed to be a star.
No. No. Alright, I'm going to have him...
I guess this is a good way to make it absolutely unambiguous when you're moving and when you're attacking.
Right.
But yeah, in Macross, you don't have a... I mean, there were basically, what, 2 or 3 kinds of Zentradi and Meltrandi mechs. And the Valkyries all had a bunch of different heads. But other than that, were basically the same. And then there were Destroids, but nobody ever counts the Destroids.
Right. Because they suck.
I know, the monster was pretty cool, but... generally, yes, they're not very good.
Alright.
They're certainly not plot important.
Alright, we survived enough turns that the reinforcements showed up, so now...
That is Kai Rotor, or something like that.
I think it's Kyle.
Isn't that right? Or Lyle.
There's a I don't know, there's a guy who does a heel turn later in this game, so I think his name is Lyle. I'm sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, that's not him, though.
Alright,
I think this is just a guy. He's not one of he doesn't seem to be any of the main
He's
characters.
just a guy, Doodles. He's just a guy.
Okay, you know why we didn't gain experience as fast?
Why?
Oh my god, I didn't kill him! Because we didn't get attacked enough. I've been obliterating the enemy here. So she may gain a level. She gained a level he did not. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, we womped him. Let's see if this emulator actually works. You're moving on, kids.
You gotta be kidding me. Backup RAM save. That would be why it would have an issue.
伝統リーダーへこちら
There we
バ
go.
ックゴール
アップルリーダーへ
It's
目
Bridge
標は警
Bunnies!
察官です。戦闘空域到達まであと30秒。
を展開中。
アップルリーダー
Yeah, I
了解
didn't get that much of that.
そろそろ戦闘区域だ民命アタックで敵の抵抗はほとんどない無理はするなよ了解
わかりました
They're attacking the mothership and gonna use the Minmay attack, aka play music at them.
来たぞ前期3回
了解
That's what that pack. Actually, no, that's a fast pack, isn't it? That's just a normal goddamn missile pack. Disclaimer: the fast pack has more than missiles.
Okay,
Also
what
essentials.
do we got going on here?
Mission 02, Minmay attack. The enemy are Zentradi, so we're gonna try and use the Minmay attack on them.
Spoiler alert, it's not gonna work.
Yes, the people who were involved in the previous battle are going to go do it. And same as before. Victory condition, enemy forces all destroyed. Loot loss condition, player forces all destroyed. Turn limit none.
Alright, we're gonna go at this one and see if we can win it.
Okay, we'll see how long that takes because I don't have Skype on, but Adam's going to be calling soon.
Yep.
Minmay attack ready. Please use all aircraft. Alright, here it goes. We'll beat you all at once.
Now, if you transform, you eject the missile pack and then lose it.
Right. The fast packs are Valkyrie form, or fighter mode only.
Yep. Alright. Alright, these areas have a plus 30%. We do have a base. We have some shitty NPCs.
Yeah, leader.
These are, if I'm not mistaken, these are Minmay attack satellites. And we got a lot of fucking enemies and a battleship.
Uh-huh. A lot of Zentrahe, which is short for Zentradi soldier, presumably. So it's the guy who said he was reinforcements and us two are the main ones. And then the bottom one is just Ipanghe and leader.
I have no control over these characters.
Oh yeah, the ones that have P are the only ones that you have control over.
Yep. I forgot, the space battles do have a pretty fucking epic piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
Macross, yes!
I'm going to assume that Batroid mode is not the best for space, but I could be wrong. No, wait, it is good for space because it has fucking
Thrusters.
I was actually going to say it has...
Oh shit, I skipped over what he said.
What they call it in Gundam.
I skipped over what he said.
I'm not... He's saying, I also feel good. I hope bad things don't happen.
I believe in space, though, we do want to be in Gerwalk mode.
I don't know.
I'm actually just going to stay here and let the enemy come to us. Let these
By
other...
that point, they will have taken over the entire moon.
Yeah, but there's a lot of them, so I want to be closer to the base, so that way I can restore or land on
Oh no, I
these
understand. I was mostly teasing. We do also have a rather large battleship that is player.
Oh yeah, this is one of the Daedalus craft. You can land here and it'll restore your hit points.
It is not a Daedalus. It is the thing that the Daedalus was replacing. It is an armed class cruiser.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, this is your initial carrier, and then you get the Daedalus 2 as your super dimensional fortress. Which apparently is considered outrageous. The Allied forces are not happy about that.
And the battleship has repair function.
Yep. Alright, in the scenario. Now let's see what our guys do. They're gonna go forward. It was nice knowing you.
Well, it's a little bit of a foregone conclusion considering they're. Hiya. No, that's not what it says.
You're like, try again.
Oh, pincher maneuver. Use a pincher maneuver on the enemy. And like that, and we'll be able to crush them.
Yep.
This guy's name is Commander. I mean, it's Shirei-kan, but... And this guy is Sub-Commander, I think. Shiki-kan. He's saying Roger.
Roger. Oh shit. Long-range missile attack. Will there be a counter? And he took 50% damage.
It could be worse.
He could have taken 100% damage. I have to point out that we're going to have to go get that battleship. That you see in space. Look at how much more range the Gerwalk has in space. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to kite that missile ship because actually, I think it might only be able to missile attack once. We'll find out.
I mean, it fired enough missile shots that if it's doing realistic ammunition counts, that was all of them, but...
And that's the range of the battleship's weapons right there. Alright, so let's see what happens now. I'm looking at the terrain here. They get a 20% benefit if they go there, 30% benefit if we go here, and 40% if we land on the satellite. So that's going to be our objectives right there, is the satellite and this. If we let the enemies take those, then what's going to happen is they're going to get all the advantage and we're going to have a hell of a time prying them out with a crowbar. We're going to lose all of our allied units in the process. What does Jobu have to say here?
Weird, isn't the song working?
Apparently not, because I don't hear it playing.
What does that mean? I don't understand. Unless if you don't want to die anyway, we'll have to fight, I guess.
Totally inoculated that guy. We don't have any
Oh,
choice.
does only fighter mode have the missiles?
It's possible.
Or do only the leaders have the missiles?
I don't know.
It could be either. The sound effect for that is it's funny. It's just a
Well, that's because the sound engine on the PC engine was crap.
also in space no one can hear you spitball.
Well, bye-bye, Red Leader.
I don't want to die here. Help me.
It's like, sorry, bro, shit happens, you know? About the only benefit that these extra guys are going to give us is they're going to soften up these initial troops. Otherwise, plane mode is pretty much useless.
I mean, it should be the fastest mode.
Well, yeah, if you want to get somewhere in a hurry, that's about its only benefit. Otherwise, it's total shit. This is pretty much how all the battles in the game go. Like, in these initial large battles, we're going to have to actually use the ARM series to punch a fucking hole in the enemy's lines. And then it's going to be battleship on battleship because fighters are damn near useless against battleships. That's when you have to go to Battleroid mode, is when fighting the capital ships.
Are you saying we didn't bring enough proton torpedoes?
Pretty much. I'm surprised that guy survived that encounter with the battleship.
Interesting that the ship does not have an energy meter. Or else was already out.
Oh, it has 130 hit points.
Right, but the enemy ships, yeah, both ships' EP meters don't have anything in them.
They can shoot on an unlimited basis.
Why? The Minmay attack doesn't seem to be working on the enemy, and her name is Nanashi.
Yeah, she's your operator.
I mean, everybody be careful.
We may or may not be able to win. We'll see. Can I attack anything at this range?
No.
Not yet.
Though you're relatively close. And that is a heck of a, thing. Range minimum.
I'm gonna move in here. Do I want to do that, or do I want to...
I wouldn't get too close to the satellites, but I would try to get within one move of them.
You know what? I'm gonna move into these asteroids here.
Okay.
Because then I get a terrain advantage. I'm trying to maneuver into a position where I have a terrain advantage. If I move onto the satellite here, then I automatically get a 40% bonus. I think as we level up, we get more abilities.
Possible, I don't know. You're the one who's played this game before, so...
Yeah, but that was... 20...
Look, that's better than never.
Let's see, 2005, 2015... 27 years ago?
Still better than never.
That's right, kids. I was 18 when I played this game. That's how long I've owned all of these games. I bought a fuck ton of these games for like $100 a piece, you know, just like fresh off the presses importation kind of thing. Because PC Engine, while the Turbo Duo ended its reign in North America in 1995, it went on till about 1997 in Japan because it was actually wildly popular. Holy shit, she took a lot of hits there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even when you have a 40% chance of or decrease or whatever, the enemy can still roll high.
Yep. Guns have no effect on her at this point. Oh, thank God they decided to attack that. I think that they have a limited number of shots, though.
Probably, I don't know. We don't have anything that has that we know of.
Well, our allied ships are all foobar here. Alright, on this turn, if I live, I'm gonna send her back to the... Shit. Well, it was nice knowing her.
Sometimes, yeah. I gotta get out! It's the same punch-out one. So...
I think that it would break the story mode of the game if she died permanently.
Especially this early on, yes.
Alright, well, I'm still gonna try to win.
And not by moving towards the defensive zone, but by moving out of the defensive zone to attack an enemy.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
Also, not the enemy with no hit points left.
I'm gonna see if I can bomb these assholes over here. Take out the missile guy. I think the first time I won this scenario, I won it with just the battleship.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye. I want to take out all these missile guys.
Right.
I think I also counted on extreme luck. Okay, we took him out without him landing a hit on me, so that's good. This is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Miss!
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, you see what I mean? The percentage of miss is very high when you're in Gurwag mode. The computer AI is really slow.
Yeah.
And I don't think you actually go inside the battleship. I think you just have to be adjacent to it. So when you're trying to recover hit points, you just have to be nearby it. Alright, so...
I mean, it has a menu option that is repair, which presumably repairs adjacent units. Though I could be wrong.
What was the repair one?
Well, let's see. I think the last one is launch, but I'm not sure. Please select a unit.
Well, apparently I did nothing.
Well, I was gonna try and translate, but it was
It's okay.
gone.
It's okay. The missile guy is going to go after our base. The AI is really slow in this game for some reason. Oh shit.
Oh man, battleship combat. So that was a miss, I think.
No, it hit us. We went from 170 to 122. Alright, so...
Oh, our dots didn't go down that much, though.
yeah.
So I guess they're not precise. Okay.
So what is this?
Move, attack, standby, repair, and launch, or start. That's repair, yes.
We repaired ourselves. Yep, you do go inside.
Okay, well, something. That's choose a unit, so that's for launching. But I would leave it in for a round to let it finish, unless it definitely is already repaired.
Alright, let's see what happens. The missile guy is going towards our base, so we're gonna have to go intercept him. Yeah, I believe I made some technical errors here. Well, this is going to be bad.
Starboard third block is damaged. We can't confirm any survivors. If it goes like this, I assume that's the battleship is down to half warning.
Yep.
Or less than half.
Which one is launch?
The bottom one.
And this one's repair?
That one is standby.
This one's repair?
Yes. You might not be able to repair yourself.
I did already. It went up to 6. So, mistakes were made. This scenario is going to go badly. I should have attacked the missile pods right off the bat. I don't think our carrier is going to survive. Not a direct assault from Zentradi battlecruiser. No.
Everybody abandon ship. Ah!
All right. So we'll try again next week when we're thinking clearly and have more time. But Galax has got to go, and that's it for our first attempt at this. All right. Let me switch to full screen mode here. So that's that. Later tonight, I will be playing more Red Side of City of Heroes with Shadows Mist, and I will hope to have the Tippy stickers ready for everybody to deploy during that transmission. So I have to just upload them, and then they will be ready. That will be at 9 o'clock Pacific. So feel free to tune in, be there, be square, you know the rules. Tomorrow, of course, we'll be back on Trovo and YouTube with more Paladins with the new crew. And, of course, at 9 p.m. Monday, we will be here playing Blue Side of City of Heroes on Torchbearer server. So, like I said, tune in, be there, be square. And, of course, I'm Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.